One small step, one giant leap of faith. July 20th, 1969, a date etched in history, the day humanity transcended earthly bounds and set foot on another celestial body. Neil Armstrong takes his first steps on the moon. His words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echo through time. The world watches in awe. Or did they? Families gathered around their television sets, eyes wide with wonder, hearts pounding with excitement. Some people believe this incredible feat was staged, a grand illusion. They argue that the moon landing was a carefully orchestrated hoax, a product of Cold War propaganda. They point to inconsistencies in photos and videos, shadows that don't align, flags that appear to flutter in a vacuum, and reflections in visors that seem out of place. They question the technology of the time. Could the computers of the 1960s, with less processing power than a modern smartphone, really guide a spacecraft to the moon and back? Could we really send men to the moon in 1969? The Saturn V rocket, a marvel of engineering, but was it enough? This essay will explore these questions. We'll delve into the details, examining the evidence and the counter-arguments. We'll dive deep into the moon landing conspiracy, from the origins of the theories to the most compelling pieces of evidence presented by skeptics. We'll examine the evidence and the arguments. We'll look at the photos, the videos, the testimonies, and the scientific analyses. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew. Prepare to embark on a journey through one of the most debated events in human history. Whether you believe in the moon landing or not, this exploration will challenge your perceptions and invite you to think critically about the information presented to you. We want to hear from you. Do you believe we went to the moon? Share your thoughts and join the discussion in the comments below. Shadows of doubt have lingered for decades. Unraveling the moon landing hoax. The moon landing, a historic event that captivated millions, has been the subject of intense scrutiny and skepticism. The moon landing was a monumental achievement. But was it real? Skeptics say no. They question the authenticity of the footage and the events that transpired on that fateful day in 1969. They argue it was filmed on a sound stage. The idea that the moon landing was staged in a Hollywood-like setting has been a persistent theory. They say the US government had a motive. The political climate of the time, marked by the Cold War, provided a strong incentive for the United States to assert its dominance in space exploration. Winning the space race against the Soviet Union was crucial. The space race was not just about technological advancement, it was a battle for ideological supremacy. These claims are supported by several inconsistencies. Skeptics point to various anomalies in the moon landing photos and videos. The American flag appears to wave in the wind. This is one of the most cited pieces of evidence by conspiracy theorists. There's no wind on the moon. The moon's lack of atmosphere means that any movement of the flag should be impossible. Shadows in the photos don't look right. The angles and lengths of the shadows in the moon landing images have been a point of contention. They should be parallel, but they're not. According to the laws of physics, shadows on the moon should run parallel due to the single light source, the sun. These are just a few of the red flags that have fueled the conspiracy. From the waving flag to the peculiar shadows, these inconsistencies have kept the debate alive. However, many experts argue that these claims don't hold up under scientific scrutiny. Moon rocks brought back by the Apollo missions have been studied extensively and provide strong evidence of the landings. Astronauts who walked on the moon have shared their experiences, adding a human element to the evidence. Modern technology and space missions continue to validate the achievements of the Apollo program. The legacy of the moon landing endures, despite the shadows of doubt. The debate continues, but the evidence supporting the moon landing remains robust and compelling. Waving the flag and other lunar anomalies. Let's talk about that flag. It's one of the most iconic images from the moon landing. The sight of the American flag being planted on the lunar surface is etched into the memories of millions. But there's something peculiar about it. Look closer. The flag appears to be flapping as if caught in a breeze. But how is that possible? The moon has no atmosphere, no wind to make the flag flutter. There's no air on the moon, so what could be causing this movement? NASA claims it's a telescopic pole that makes the flag ripple. They say the horizontal rod at the top of the flag was designed to keep it extended, and the rippling effect is due to the astronauts twisting the pole into the lunar soil. But skeptics aren't convinced. They argue that the flag's movement looks too much like it's being blown by wind. Then there are the shadows. Observers have pointed out that the shadows cast by the astronauts and objects on the moon's surface don't always align as expected. They seem to converge at different points, which is unusual. On Earth, shadows cast by a single light source, like the sun, should run parallel. But on the moon, the shadows appear to be at odd angles. This suggests multiple light sources, much like what you would find in a studio setup with stage lights. Could it be that the moon landing was staged? On the moon, there should only be one light source, the sun. The sun's light should create consistent shadow angles. Yet the photos and videos from the moon landing show something different. This discrepancy raises serious questions. Why do the shadows behave this way? Is there an explanation that fits within the realm of physics? Or is there something more to the story? These anomalies continue to fuel debates and conspiracy theories about the authenticity of the moon landing. As we delve deeper into these mysteries, we must ask ourselves, what do we really know about that historic event? The Van Allen belts, an impenetrable barrier. The Van Allen belts are intense radiation belts surrounding Earth. Skeptics argue that astronauts couldn't have survived passing through them. The radiation would have been deadly. They claim NASA lacked the technology to shield them. NASA counters by saying the astronauts passed through the belts quickly. The exposure was minimal, but some experts disagree. They believe the radiation levels would still be lethal. This remains a point of contention. Where are the stars? A cosmic cover-up? Look at the photos from the moon landing. Notice anything strange? There are no stars in the background. Skeptics argue this is impossible. The moon has no atmosphere to obscure the stars. They should be clearly visible. NASA's explanation? The bright sunlight and the lunar surface washed out the stars. But photographers have disputed this. They say the stars should still be visible. This unexplained detail adds to the mystery. The missing evidence, lost tapes and silent witnesses. Here's a disturbing thought. The original NASA tapes of the moon landing are missing. Lost, they say. Skeptics find this convenient. They believe the tapes contained proof of the hoax. Furthermore, some people involved in the Apollo program have died under mysterious circumstances. Accidents, suicides. Were they silenced to protect the truth? The disappearance of key evidence raises eyebrows. A nation united. The political landscape of deception. The late 1960s were turbulent times. The Cold War raged. The US was desperate to beat the Soviets in the space race. Staging the moon landing would be a propaganda victory. It would boost national morale and show American superiority. Skeptics argue that the government had the motive and the means to pull it off. They claim the moon landing was a lie told to unite the nation, a lie that spiraled out of control and became history. Debunking the debunkers, a counterpoint perspective. Of course, not everyone believes in the moon landing hoax. Scientists and experts have debunked these claims repeatedly. They offer scientific explanations for the anomalies. The waving flag, a telescopic pole, the converging shadows, perspective and the lunar landscape, the missing stars, camera settings and lighting conditions. They argue that the evidence overwhelmingly supports the moon landing's authenticity. Echoes of skepticism. Why doubt persists today? Despite the debunking, the moon landing hoax theory persists. Why? Perhaps it's the human need to question authority. Maybe it's the allure of a good conspiracy. Whatever the reason, the doubt lingers. The internet has fueled these beliefs. Misinformation spreads quickly. It's easy to find websites and forums dedicated to proving the hoax. This constant exposure keeps the conspiracy alive. The truth is out there, a legacy of questions. So did we land on the moon? The evidence is compelling, but the doubts remain. The moon landing conspiracy, whether true or not, has left its mark. It reminds us to be critical thinkers, to question what we see and hear, to seek the truth even if it's uncomfortable. The debate continues, leaving us to ponder the mysteries of the cosmos.